Hello everybody, it's Guiding Halo here. I hope you're all doing well. This is going to be your daily hope for, I'm guessing, wow, can you believe it? We're already at the 21st of September. This is going to be for the 21st of September. Let's find out what Spirit wants us to know. I hope you're all enjoying the channel. On the other channel, Guiding Halo, I did a guided meditation to help you call in your next soul upload. I kind of just went with the flow on that meditation. I have to say, it took me into a new place and a new way of understanding as well. And I'm very seriously considering doing a weekly meditation for all y'all. All right, energy. So someone might be lacking energy or feeling like there's it came out upside down. So there's a life force that is within you that's wanting to come forward, to break free, to open up from the confines that I have to say that you've put it in. Life force is flowing. Open yourself to receive the power from within. So what power from within is that? Let's find out. What is the power from within? Embracing the wise sage energy, embracing any sadness you may feel, encompassing everything together to bring about the beauty that is absolutely you, moving forward in such an unencumbered way. It's absolutely beautiful. That's the energy I feel with this card. Sadness, all of the sadness. Look at that. So in some sort of way, there is a life force that is flowing. Open yourself to receive the power from within. Allow yourself in some sort of way to open to the fact that what you have known where hope is concerned, what you have known where faith is concerned, what you have known where knowledge is concerned, has been possibly, and I would say most probably, not the proper way to view it. And in fact, I would say that holding that energy has brought you great sadness thus far. There's something about standing firm on your foundation and on the things that you believe and trying to understand why it is so hard. Why is it so painful? It's because a perception is needed about how you view these three swords and how you carry them forward. How do we take them out of our heart? How do we take the sadness out of our heart? How do we take what we've known and stood on from possibly a point of ego and actually called it justice instead? How do we come into compassion? How do we come into love? How do we flow again? How do we allow a flow again of energy to come through for all, not just for self, but it's about opening yourself to receive the power from within. I feel that there's an energy that has come from a misguided understanding. Swords are about knowledge, okay, and wisdom. Knowledge, wisdom, and what you combine together to make all of that. And many times in my readings I've said like this, everything you've known so far, it's like you've utilized, but you've always end up brokenhearted in the end. So how do we take these swords out and stop allowing our own things we've known thus far, whether we're standing in ego on them, whether we always want to be right, whatever it is we tell ourselves, how is it we stop the allowing of our soul and our heart to be stabbed with this, with these things that we've so held close and so dear? There is a life force flowing. Open yourself to receive the power from within. You have the power to change a significant thing that has hurt you. But in order to do so, you must have a change in perception in that area. in that area? And what is the change of perception? Perhaps someone doesn't have to be perfect in the perfection I see that I want as love. Can I love somebody where they're at? Actually be in a relationship, family member or otherwise? Can I love them where they're at? Can I hold them up in love? Can I understand that all of the requirements I've held in place to protect myself have actually been that cage of the Eight of Swords? And in trying to protect myself due to ego, maybe I've used it as spiritual flowing nonsense that everybody has to be honest all the time, and everybody has to live like I live, and everybody needs to this and needs to that, otherwise it's toxic. There's an understanding that you've had in you in quite some time that has left you brokenhearted. It's time to change yourself from that energy and experience the divine force energy that is actually flowing and what love and compassion actually means. It's not holding others to a high standard. It's about holding yourself to a high standard. Will you allow happiness and love to be in your life? Will you? It's a good question. Let's pull another one. Whoa. Okay, that's way too many. Way too many. So you see, we're going to take them, these ones here. It was about adversity. See the gifts and challenge. There's a challenge here. There's a challenge that's being uploaded into your soul. One can be taught within the calm, but the greatest lessons are learned from the storms. I feel like very back and forth energy with this. It's kind of like, I want to learn the lesson. I want to do it playfully. I want to have an understanding. I want to create a new way of being. I want to do all of those sorts of things, but I don't know how. When I've adopted this prisonful energy that's held me in a space for so incredibly long, I don't know how. I don't know how to let go of what I perceive these ideas are. I don't know how to do that because I've stood on possibly false understanding for so long. You've been on a journey. There's adversity here, and you've been on a journey. Focus on how far you've come, not how far you have to go. You will find help in unexpected places, help and understanding coming to you in unexpected ways and unexpected places, from unexpected sources, perhaps. About this sadness and this life force energy flowing through you that perhaps you can't really tap into at the moment, and maybe that's why it makes you feel sad, is because standing on your high moral ground keeps you very alone. Well, then I'm just going to have to go it Empress style, you say to yourself, and then I'm just going to have to go it by myself and be single until the divine brings perfectness to me, the perfectness that I see. The point is that perfectness you're searching for, that it doesn't exist, my friends. It doesn't exist. We are all perfectly flawed, but we are all not without blemish. Can you love somebody enough to enjoy the adversity that becomes your journey together? Can you do that? Can you love yourself enough? Discernment. See the truth of the situation. Use common sense and don't be fooled. Pay attention. Your intuition knows. So what is your intuition telling you about the circumstance? Is it telling you that you're going to end up brokenhearted? Are we telling ourselves lies about how we can stay in this energy? Maybe, it's a flip the script of what I've just been saying. Maybe there's a discernment in order to have the prosperity moving forward, the divine putting their hand on you and saying, breathe, breathe, wait, pull into yourself the energy of divine source and allow us to move you forward. Use discernment in how it is you move forward. There is challenge, there is adversity, but you need to see the gifts in them. One can be taught in this high-flying energy of absolute perfection, but the greatest teaching comes from the challenges, stepping past the lines of fear, maybe even making yourself vulnerable, even if this could happen, making yourself vulnerable so you can step into a new way of understanding and being that actually is more grounded, along with how Source would take you forward on this journey. Faith. Believe you are not alone. Spirit is right beside you. Ask for guidance and it will come. Ask Spirit to show you the moment in time. Ask Spirit to show you the how. Ask Spirit to show you the why. I think it's really time for somebody to detach themselves from whatever the results are and really learn to love people from an unconditional place. It's not about turning a blind eye. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about allowing yourself to love somebody if you love them. I'm talking about allowing you to love yourself even in spite of your failures, in spite of the journey, in spite of the discernment that you have. You're seeing the truth of a situation. Use common sense. Do not be fooled. Pay attention. Your intuition knows. There's a huge back and forth between, should I listen to my intuition? I know my intuition is there telling me something, that heartache possibly is looming. But we're on this journey of adversity, and if we choose to step into that each moment and the adversity through faith that we are going to be risen up higher in a higher knowledge base and higher understanding, then that is when we can flow. Then that is when we embody the life force that is within us, opening ourselves to receive power from within. We have the power to be discerning. We have the power to have faith that the divine walks through us and with us in each circumstance on this journey through this adversity, knowing that we will have discernment if lies are told, if things happen that are going to break our heart. It's not about protecting your heart from this energy. It's about embracing the journey and knowing that when this energy comes, that you see the adversity through the eyes of Source, not through the eyes of, I'm going to avoid all situations that furthermore bring me heartache. Why am I saying this? I'm telling you. The Judgment card, the Archangel Gabriel, bringing something up within you, an energy that has been dormant for quite some time. I want to sit here and say that it's unconditional love. I feel like somebody has been absolutely judgmental of other people and judgmental of self. I believe that this energy has kept you from love because you've held yourself on such a high pedestal. Are you better than everyone else? Do you see yourself better? Do you want everyone to rise to your occasion? I'm telling you, if you're sitting in that energy, my friends, you miss the discernment. You miss the faith. We're on a journey where it requires us to have faith. There's a decision here being made about what the divine is going to bring to awaken within you. I think there's things you've been lied to about, and I think there's things you've lied to yourself about. You've told yourself you're on a higher spiritual journey and shut out love and people and everything else from your life, when in actuality, compassion and caring, anything I myself as a human being, or what I can gauge from spirit, is that the journey here is in the adversity. And if you keep yourself hidden away, there is no adversity. You end up in a tug of war with self. And you end up staying in this energy of brokenheartedness because you have no acceptance for others. Therefore, you have no acceptance for self, you see. We have the Moon card. There's lots more going on here than meets the eye. Secrets, things hidden, the challenges coming forward to show you and to prove to you that you had good discernment, that you have good discernment, trusting yourself to step foot into a journey where you will need to achieve and overcome a challenge, and understanding that you have reached a level of discernment that is beyond all others. And a lot of times it can be painful in and of itself, having this amount of discernment. But does that mean even in the discernment that you don't allow yourself to love people? You don't allow yourself to meet somebody where they're at? Because if that's the energy you're holding yourself to, it makes complete sense that this life force that is flowing within you, open yourself to receive the power from within to overcome an understanding how this has all happened. Allowing the divine in faith to move you forward because now you have a higher discernment about what love actually is. This is about justice coming your way, my friends. If you have been telling yourself that you are on a path unlike any other, that you are a very high-flying energy, and that people need to rise to the occasion that's you, I'm here to tell you that Source, I believe, does not send prophets who are here to sit in energy in a constant way that is strictly unto themselves. Because if that is the case, how is it that you go out into the world and you heal? By sitting on the other end of a camera? Or do you actually go out into the world and move forward and help people understand what love and compassion and forgiveness and kindness and all of these things are if you're sitting in an Eight of Swords cage protecting yourself? That's interesting, right? There's a challenging perception change that's coming for many. And I myself would like to be out here among the human race, helping teach love, helping teach compassion, helping teach wisdom, helping teach how to have the discernment as you move forward in faith with the divine. There is a soul remembering coming that is to upload, my friends, what true love and compassion is. It's not about this high spiritual journey that everybody's on and blah, 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 blah. I don't believe that. Perhaps at one time I did, but I don't believe that. I believe the highest calling is to live in this human existence and to bring unconditional love as you move forward. When's the last time you said to somebody, I don't need you to be any certain way for me to love and care about you? When's the last time you put your hand on someone else's hand and said, just love? That's all I require. However you can manage that, it's okay with me. Because you've come to realize in a very spiritual, deep way that when it's time to buckle down and really do the work on your spirituality and what you bring forward in love and discernment to others here on this planet, that is when, my friends, justice will be served, and that is when you will heal a broken heart. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about detaching yourself from an outcome. People do not have to be a certain way for you to love them. I'm talking about family, co-workers, relationship, the I love yous, the not, the marriages, the everything. People do not have to be a certain way for you to love them. In fact, I would hesitate because I know a lot of people may not like to hear it, but I would hesitate to say, that in people not meeting your personal expectations, quote unquote, is when you come down to the understanding that the new discernment that you have in faith, asking the divine for help and understanding as you move forward, you are going to have the most compassionate, caring love that you've ever had in your life. Because for the first time, you are going to learn how to forgive others, to allow others to be as they are without expectation from you, whether in love with them or not. And I'm telling you, I don't care who you are on the planet, this is going to be an absolute gift for you to take time in your world to move forward in a way that brings balance to your life. I believe there's a lot of you in soul remembering are going to give gifts of time to people, effort to people, and even money to people based on unconditional loving, based on discernment that somebody can be forgiven. This is a new ingenious idea and way to look at how to move forward in your life. And it's so powerful. So powerful. Let's pull a postcard from Spirit. We need to bring ourselves back down to the seat of our souls, my friends. We need to bring ourselves back down to the seat of our souls. I have 2 postcards here. Dearest you, let us ask you, are you looking for happiness outside your everyday? Here we go. Can't make this shit up. Everyday, moment-to-moment experience, thinking you will find happiness out there someday. So many go chasing a magic it out there, but it never could be found there. So we want to share a secret that shouldn't be a secret. You are pure joy. What made you is pure joy. And every time you wake up, and even when you sleep, you have joy waiting to be expressed inside you. Joy and happiness and fullness come from doing joy, being joy, knowing it, cultivating it, and lighting it in your heart so you can share it. You must know this, so when the time comes, you will be fully free, and your joyful being and actions will turn you into a beacon of starlight. Look within and be joyful, even for tears and loss, for they mean you have lived, really lived. Jump into it all and love every minute. We all love you like crazy over here. You see, it's about loving, being a beacon of starlight, instead of holding that starlight unto yourself because you've told yourself in some way that you are in a higher realm than the rest of the planet. Dear you are in such good shape right now that we're all doing a happy dance. In this moment, you have the power to make a choice. Yes, you do. To get with Spirit and co-create a miracle. You may wonder where this is all going, but if you want to manifest your desires for the highest good, you need to stay focused on the now. All power is in the present moment. Ask yourself, what are your dominant thoughts now? What beliefs are you motivated by? Do you have clarity right now? How is your conscious contact with the divine? Are you plugged in, or are you trying to do life all by your small self? Get rid of negative energy now. Resentments be gone. Forgiveness and love enter. Please, you can do your life beautifully and create your most powerful future right here, right now, in this moment. Aren't you thrilled to know you have a huge cheering section over here? Love and hugs always. So you know, there's a powerful, powerful vibration in the understanding that you, my friends, are human. That you are allowed to have love, that you are allowed to give gifts of time, money, or effort, that you are allowed to look at things in a new perspective. You are allowed to have discernment and see how possibly you've lied to yourself. You are allowed to bring justice into your life. You are allowed to have love. People are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Should we reach for the highest version of perfect that we can? Should we do that? Should we? Good question. Something to ask yourself and ponder on and ask the divine. When reaching for my highest version of perfection, do I actually lose out on the justice which is encompassed by your faith in the journey? I love you all so much. I hope this message resonates. I'll talk to you again soon. Blessings.